Hi, welcome back. It's a Wednesday. I think I'm gonna start a vlog today. What is that sentence? This still doesn't make sense to me, really. Yesterday I didn't get up to much of anything. I didn't feel very well. But I think I took some clips of like folding laundry, so maybe you'll see some of that. Today I think we're gonna get out of the house. We need some milk, I think. So maybe we'll grab a coffee, go to the grocery store. I might do some returns at the thrift store. If you saw my haul from last week, I've called it back and have some things to exchange. And I don't know. We'll see what else we get up to today. I've got some more laundry to fold. We already got up, we did a little bath for little man this morning, and he didn't love it. Sometimes he's okay, sometimes he's not the biggest fan. Today was not the biggest fan, but it was fine, right? He's on his playmat under me right now. And it's like a rainy, dreary day, so I'm not sure we'll really get out on a nice walk, which I was hoping to do, but who knows, maybe it'll clear up. And otherwise, I think the only other thing on my to-do list is actually to finish editing the last vlog. So I like strung all my clips together. I've started kind of cutting out the stuff that doesn't need to be there. But now I need to figure out how to like make it cohesive. Maybe an intro and an outro, I don't know. So we'll see. Hopefully I can spend some time doing that. Put some music in. I found some music, I think. So hopefully I made a good choice. Past me, future me. Yeah, we'll see. Just hanging out with the little baby. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. And thanks for sticking around and watching. I went to Michael's. Just looked around. I didn't get anything this time, but was checking out some things for some projects I have in mind. That was really funny. I think the neighbors saw a snake while they are like building flower beds outside. Everyone started screaming. We went to the grocery store. I got the milk. I got some snacks, and I audibly gasped when I saw this in the aisle. Chocolate Lucky Charms used to be my favorite cereal, and it was discontinued ages ago. And then they had like a Halloween, like the Count Chocula Halloween candy used to be like my once a year reminder of how good it was. But really, like, I only needed one box and then I was over it. So now apparently it's back, and I will have my one box and then probably be over it. But I was so excited to see it. if you're in need of a solution for labeling stuff for your kids for the first time, I remember when I was sending my daughter to daycare and, you know, the instructions are put her name on every little thing, including socks. I was doing research and there are tons of companies selling pretty labels with like little icons, like a little polar bear and their name in a pretty font and different shapes and all these things. Which I was so close to buying, but when you add up how many of those you end up needing, it just seemed like an excessive amount of money. And I was trying to be thoughtful of wanting to eventually use the clothes as hand-me-downs or consign them. Like I didn't really want to just write her name on the fabric in a Sharpie or something. Ultimately, I do that with socks now. I just put her initials on there. I used to write her full name. I don't care anymore if she loses socks. That's totally fine. The solution I ended up finding for a few dollars, like on Amazon, is these Avery Write-On fabric labels. These, it says right on it, washer and dryer safe, no iron needed. You can't print on them, you have to handwrite on them. I use a Sharpie ultra fine point, and what I find is, you can see it's like 2 long skinny labels. I can actually write her name twice, once on the left, once on the right, and cut it in half. And a pack of these lasts me forever. I actually did just repurchase, but it comes with, let's see, 54 labels, and I think it comes as a 2-pack, so you get 108 labels. I just recently repurchased, and she's over 2 years old, so so much cheaper, and they last really well on the material. They go through the wash a ton of times and do not fall off. She's had some things fall off. I use them in her shoes. That's where I've noticed them fall off, but even that, it's like after a ton of wear, and I would expect it to fall off, and I actually prefer that it does because that shows me that I can get it off if and when I need to consign or like switch it to my son's name or something. Because my son's going to the same school, honestly, I expect they won't care that it's her name because he's gonna have the same teacher she had, and they will know it's our family's close. So that's kind of awesome. Highly suggest. Perhaps I will put the link in the description below for anyone who's interested. But yeah, I just put some labels on a few of the things that I picked up at the consignment store last week and some random things that I had picked up a while ago. And she's just now growing into, so I want to make sure the label's there while she starts wearing it to school. Yeah, so far this morning has been really nice. Little man woke up around 5 for a feed, which is an unusual time for him. He was like, it's a little earlier than normal, but it worked out really nice because he went back to sleep and I had a morning to be really productive. So I had some time to chill, watched some YouTube videos in bed. I was able to take a shower and not feel rushed about it. And then you probably saw I just did like a clean and tidy of this main floor. So that's about it. It's really nice when you like start getting into a cleaning spree. I tend to work really well with a time crunch. So like knowing that like, you know, everyone was about to wake up, it wasn't as if I was like setting out to clean for 2 hours. That helps, but also when you get to a certain point, you're like, well, I could sit down for 5 minutes or I could just like do one more thing. You end up doing one more thing a few times and then people wake up. So that was kind of nice because everyone kind of slept in a little bit this morning and I got a lot done. And now feel like I have the whole day ahead of me and don't have to worry about cleaning. I do need to do some loads of laundry. I want to wash the cloth diapers. And I want to pull out some of the things that I set aside to bring to the consignment shop and make sure they're all washed and ready to go because I want to do the return and let them look through my new stack at the same time, hopefully in the next few days. So those are things on the agenda today, and it's looking really sunny out, so hopefully we can also get out on a nice walk. I'm gonna really try to hold myself to it today. Okay, I just got little man set up on one of his many blue blankets. This room is kind of a disaster. It's become a dumping ground. It used to be my office. Now it's going to be little man's nursery, but the closet is not very functional, and I keep kind of just like making piles because it's easy to close the door on the piles. So I want to, at the very least, figure out what is going to the consignment store. Like, this is a pile of clothes my daughter has outgrown, but also now clothes my son has outgrown. This is like returns for consignment. We've got new stuff for him that needs to be put away. We've got toys and clothes of his next son. I don't know, there's stuff everywhere. So I'm just gonna tidy up in here a little bit and get stuff onto its next destination, hopefully. And then start thinking about what to actually do with this room, because we will probably move him in here. I don't know, it's still gonna be a while, but I'd like the room to stop being a dumping ground. I feel like we're on a roll, so we're just keeping it up. I've got little man here in the carrier. We were just upstairs doing his room and all those clothes, but it's kind of hard for me to get up and down on the floor with him in the carrier. So we came back down. Do you ever do laundry and you like pull things out of the laundry and they have stains they did not have when they went in? This is a pile of things that came out with like what almost appeared to be grease stains. So I was just spot treating, hand washing in hopes that they come out. Got a bunch of stuff on the drying rack. And now I'm tackling, like, this is like our mudroom, that's our laundry room. The car seat generally lives here. Obviously shoes tend to like pile up around here, but we do have a pretty big coat closet area. And as you can see, it just becomes a bit chaotic pretty quickly. We moved into this house like a year ago, and we intentionally like didn't really build out any sort of organization because we wanted to live with it and see what we felt like we needed, but we've now done that. So we definitely need to do something with this top shelf and just like make it easier to like pile small things. Like we keep toilet paper for this bathroom because there's no storage in there, or the like reusable grocery bags. We just need like an easier way to contain things so they don't spill all about. Like at least we know what's there, but again, like it just looks messy. And then we can take out all the winter jackets because it is now May, and even though it snowed like a week ago, we're gonna assume we're good to go now. And then the shoes, like I don't know, that's probably fine, especially without winter boots and stuff, but feels like maybe we can do a little better. And I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to like make my daughter's jackets easy for her to reach. So part of me is wondering if maybe we do like a little mini hooks kind of on the side here, and her shoes and her coats are at like her height. We have plenty of room that I could do like a coat rack situation over here for her, or hooks of some kind. But I'd rather just like put art or wallpaper or something here and kind of leave that clear for now. I don't know, I'm gonna try to avoid putting the clutter out there as long as we can keep it in here. So I'm about to tackle this and I will keep you posted. That honestly did not take long, but it's the middle of that project stage where you regret starting. But I've sorted everything, and now I just need to figure out what's going back in and get it back in. Today was definitely a productive day in the morning. And because I got an earlier start, it really did feel like a lot of productive time. But I don't want anyone to believe that is normal, because it's really not. And as you can tell, some of the things that I was doing while being productive were things that I have let pile up over days, or things that like we've been meaning to do but did not need to do, like the coat closet, right? Like I just happened to have time and energy and motivation to kind of do it all at once, which is not reality most days. But also to put into perspective, I went to put little man down for his nap in his bassinet about midday, which I would call routine at this point. Like he generally takes a pretty solid nap in his own bed for a chunk of the afternoon, especially the early afternoon. And today he absolutely was not having it. He was not comfortable anywhere but with me. He was nursing a ton, and that is totally okay. And we just spent the afternoon basically snuggling. It's now like 5 o'clock, and my daughter is home. She's playing outside for a few minutes. And there are still piles left from projects I started and have not yet finished. So, I have folded a round of laundry, but I have one more round in the dryer, I'm pretty sure. I've still got the clothes that I did some spot removal on, just like sitting in the bathroom. I've got the bedroom upstairs covered in piles of clothes that I was able to sort a little bit more, but that made it worse. There are now just even more piles up there. So I'm hoping after bedtime to maybe continue clearing some of that up. Otherwise that may spread into tomorrow, which is also fine. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll give it a few more hours and update you again. But realistically, I'm not really expecting anything else major to happen today. But that's fine, because I am super, super happy with how the day went. And it feels great to get things done, especially things that have been just like on the someday maybe list for quite a while. Right? Yeah. Okay. I'll keep you posted. It's the next day, but I was able to take a few minutes to clear the piles on the floor of this room, which is awesome. So in this closet, I've now got kind of like the upcoming season set aside. It's still not practical and functional in here, but I have a better idea of where things are. Things are a little more organized and nothing's on the floor. I have a donate pile set aside, but otherwise no more piles, at least of clothes, in this room. There are piles, in fact, though, downstairs. Let me show you. Okay, this bin is entirely to try to consign, so I have an appointment on Monday to do that. This bin is returns from my haul the other day. I've got some things to put down in our like hand-me-down slash, you know, save pile. This I'm hoping to consign or donate, but it's just the wrong season. I've got some things to wash. And then I've got some things where I started taking the tag off that have my daughter's name. And you might be able to see there's like a little adhesive there. This one's got some stains I just need to try to spot remove. But I took the label off one and I'm just trying to get the adhesive off. I have it drying in the bathroom. I used some Dawn dish soap to see if that might just like, you know, dissolve the adhesive enough. And then I'll probably throw them in the wash and see if that makes a good enough difference. I just don't want it to be sticky. I don't really mind if there's like the visible kind of rectangle, but I absolutely don't want it to be sticky, and right now it is. There's nothing visible on the outside, so the rectangle would be kind of only on the inside if it did leave kind of a mark. So yes, these piles have just kind of moved, but as soon as I start a load of wash, we're good to go. I'm just gonna let that one dry that I started kind of testing the Dawn soap on. It's just in there. I'm just gonna let that dry for a little while and see. And if that works, I'll just kind of do that to these few and throw it all in the wash. And this is just stuff going in my son's drawer. So once it's in the wash, it has a destination. And this I will put downstairs probably right now. Hi. I figured I'd wrap this up here and do a bit of a series of spring reset kind of activities, because there's plenty more I can do around the house and will do across the next few weeks, and filming is absolutely helping keep me accountable. This morning, when you saw me kind of report back on the nursery being empty and the piles I brought downstairs to kind of distribute clothing to different places, I had put little man down for a nap, and you know that moment where you're just thinking you want to make sure they're fully asleep before you get too far into what you're gonna do. Well, I wanted to take a shower and I didn't want to, you know, get started with that and realize he was not settling in his crib. So I thought, let me go film an update to show the reality that like nothing gets done on the same day when you've got a baby, right? Yesterday afternoon was rough for us. So I had a really productive morning. The afternoon did not go to plan. I still had tons of piles this morning, which was absolutely fine. Instead of filming and saying, hey, look, there's still lots of piles, I instead just thought, let me just try to knock out these piles. And I did it. It did not take very long. And I was still able to get in a quick shower before he woke up. So it worked out pretty perfect. And again, having this little virtual accountability mechanism seems to be helping me. So I'm gonna keep it up. And if this gave you any motivation or even just a little entertainment, feel free to come back and check on my progress when I post the next video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.